hours of it recorded. Yes.
Oh, it's there
So by
already.
press of
Wow.
two buttons, live on
We're in.
Facebook and recording via Zoom. Hello on a Friday afternoon. Today, 15 of the Beregini symbol of the mother.
Yes. Wow.
And I
It is
think this is
amazing.
again so fitting because Friday is the day of the Venus, is day of Freya. For me, it has got a very feminine kind of energy anyway. So I like it.
Yeah.
The mother, surely not coincidentally, just falls on this day today. So how are you feeling?
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Yeah. I was having a look, and I was yesterday. I was having a conversation with someone, and there, as I wrote about the mother, and it was really interesting because I said to her, you know, she was on one of our Buddhist and she just, you know, and she said, oh, I think I'm doing the Beregini. And as I saw it, I saw this particular one, and I said, oh, there is one for particularly connecting with your womb and with that area, and I saw this symbol. So I'm, you know, there's obviously a psyche that's coming. Yeah, I saw that symbol. So, and we hadn't got to it yet. So I thought, well, okay, so that's probably the one that she needs to use for her. We'll see. I'll see what transpires for her. Be
Mm.
curious.
Has she been open to how is she going to work with the symbol?
She's going to because she's on it. You remember she had done one of the goddess ones, the Matryoshkas. So she's going to do one with the Beregini.
Okay.
With the little round ones. Yeah. So we'll see how she does it and see what comes up and transpires. So hopefully, I'm just waiting for something to go through earlier on, so to get the link, the aura to come through. But I'm waiting for it to connect to the internet, to go from one picture from here onto this. So yeah. Anyway, and you, how have you been?
Oh, today my Tantra teacher, Leola and Tara, she opened the space in preparation for this big Star of Bethlehem rebirth,
Oh
solstice,
wow.
beginning of age of Aquarius, and Saturn Uranus conjunction. Yeah, in preparation for this very massive portal and shift into this new 200-year cycle. She's doing like everyday meditations and today she introduced the three flames meditation, how I started my day today. And not coincidentally, because there are no coincidences, it
Never.
combines the three flames of the womb, which stands for power, of the heart, which stands for love, and here the third eye standing for the intuition. And if you combine those three flames or these energy centers, you get the eight, or the two
Yes.
snakes, which have been coming up. And I know the eight has come up, the infinity symbol has been coming up, also in form of the Dagash rune, like the glasses of transformation. So I feel very empowered, and I will do this meditation now every day. And also in this group, she's in the priestess group, she's doing every day like exercises.
Wow.
And I feel very empowered, and I feel like really in conscious, like a conscious gestation, or a vessel for those energies if I do those practices. And I think they're also so aligned with true feminine power.
Yeah.
Like to really activate our energy centers and make sure that they're circulating and that there are no blockages, because otherwise those energies can be very overwhelming, and then we lack energy, or we leak it in some areas and everything. So yeah, I'm very charged up, fired up, and
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. That's so good. So and yeah, and there is this kind of thing of always having this energy going through as the snakes go through. Yes. So when you say it's this, you're feeling all charged up, that's a charge like what?
It's like these three flames are on. They are
They're on.
burning. They're fully charged, or like a battery is fully charged because the energy are on the highest level. Yeah, that's how it feels.
Nice. Nice.
And this age is like really embodied in the body, like these are the two snakes we were talking about.
Yes. Yes.
And they're nicely circulated. And I think this is exactly this energy which we need to keep the egg, like to gestate the egg. This is like the rebirth we're going through, and we need to know how to use those energies. And of course, if you have got the close eight, then this is the balancing of the yin and yang in our own bodies. And we have got
Yes.
it inside
Yes.
ourselves. We all have got the keys if we know how to do it. And it's a free meditation, so I think I will send it in our group, in my report
That'd
from
be
today.
lovely. Yes. I'm sure everybody would love to have that meditation.
Yeah,
I
I
would
think so
certainly love to
too.
try it out. Yeah, because I know a friend has also been talking about doing this, because we were talking about snakes yesterday as well. And so yes, the snake is coming up a lot, and
Yes.
really important for us to be aware of. Yeah. Well,
And
now's the
speaking about
time.
snakes, a friend of mine, he's like an astrologer. She also pointed out to me that this is the cycle of the, I cannot pronounce it, but it stands for the snake god, or Orpheus. I will send it afterwards as well, after I have written down.
Yes.
And it's the age of the snake holder. So not
Right,
surprisingly,
right.
it's coming up in all different.
And that's, thank you. No coincidences, because she was saying to me, you need to go and look up the snake goddess. And I was going, okay, because of snake medicine. And they're not everybody uses snake medicine, but if a snake keeps calling to you, then we need to use the power and medicine of the snake. So that was really interesting. Yeah. And I'm guessing, because I'm also getting to see him all the time now in all my meditation, they're arriving. So it's really important. Yeah. So thank you. No coincidence.
No, there are
No
no coincidences
coincidence at all. Yes.
at all. And it's a combination of a cycle where the scorpion has come up. It's this conjunction which we see cosmologically, but seen through different metaphors. It's a conjunction between the Scorpio and the snake and the eagle.
Right.
And the Scorpio was like this Pluto, which is like the furthest away planet. And it brought up all the shadows. It's like the Scorpio, which has also been preceding the last month.
Yeah.
So it brought up a lot of shadows. And the snake is the one, like how to use the medicine appropriately. To then like be like an eagle, to have this observer eyes, to no longer just react, but really observe, with this loving eye. But we need to be aware of all those different cycles. It's like this wake up, grow up, show up,
And
isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Good.
And
It's really a lovely way of actually thinking every day, as you saw, how am I waking up today? And then what do I need to do to grow today? And then what do I need to show today? It's it's very powerful mantra to even just start your day. as a start. Oh, maybe that should go into our that might need to go into the book.
Yeah,
into the
because I've
journal.
even, and it's from the integral practice, and I've got actually a handbook. It's so thick, an integral practice handbook, which really practical advices for every day in the spiritual department, like in the physical department, in the mind department. So yeah, why not? Since it has come up as an invitation, that obviously we work differently. Like we don't give advice to it like that. It's just an invitation to develop your own practice.
Yeah. I mean, awareness is the first thing, really, isn't it? That you wake up in the morning, and they always say you should be thinking about your day in a sense of a meditation. So starting your day, because the moment you go into everything else, you kind of lose the connection because you get busy and so yeah, I think that I will consciously use that phrase for the next little while and see how that pans out in a way that I can take one action or one step each day and see what that does. Yeah, very nice, very interesting. Yeah. Because it keeps coming up, so it's obviously something that's resonating strongly with us right now.
Nice. So should we start inviting in the mother?
Please, let's do that.
Should I do it with the word prayer, or should we do first your genius constellation?
Let's do the world prayer first. Then it
Okay.
sets the space, and then you.
And surely when the light comes on, it adds a very different layer.
Yeah, what I'll do is while you're saying the prayer on it, so it's run with the frequency of doing it for that. What do you think? For the world prayer. Yeah,
let's do it that way today.
Yeah.
So
because praying for all beings, praying for them like the mother.
Welcome in the mother. May all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all beings remain free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings remain connected to sacred joy and happiness that is totally free from sorrow. May all beings come to rest in feeling of security and peace. May all beings be happy, content, and fulfilled. And so be it.
So be it.
And may the mother be with us. And we see like my candle is also almost
very
halfway through, because we are also over the half today of our 27 Beregini practice. It seems to have been exactly the right size for our challenge.
You picked well.
Thank you. Should I say the mother affirmation?
I did. Yes, why not? I haven't done this, so yes, do the mother affirmation.
So she stands for fertility or fertility. Affirmation is I feel my feminine power. And the usage is to get pregnant, for overall female health, or for protection for pregnant women. And I'm strongly feeling about the wife of my brother, because they expect the baby since last Saturday, but it has not arrived yet. So it could be really any moment, any day. So thinking about her.
It's a first time baby, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes about 2 weeks, sometimes.
Seems to be a chosen one exactly in this eclipse time. Last week must have been too early. Must be this real portal kid who wants to come in this portal of the solar eclipse to the star of Bethlehem. On Monday is this solar eclipse, very potent until the solstice. So maybe this is a very switched on kid who really chooses when to arrive.
Yeah. But and also that most first babies come sort of a little later. I think in Europe the gestational cycle is a little bit longer. I think you do 41 weeks, do you, or you do 40 weeks?
41 weeks.
Yeah, we do 40 weeks. So often there are 2 weeks over. So maybe that will just be 1 week over.
Yeah, could be any time. I have prepared already a little heart with the name on it.
Oh, sweet. And you've got the name now. Because they're going to give you the name.
No, but I feel that this is the name because, I just know. Yes, this is one of those things where I just know because I connect with the baby and and I'm gonna embroider also a certain symbol as well on the back, and I already knitted some shoes and because I connect with the baby. This is the practice of sacred embroidery, and so I've also got the connection with the baby then already. So he's on his way, and I just know it's Adrian.
And even if that's not who they choose, he'll know it.
Yes. Well, at least he speaks to me that that's his name, and it was like 90% anyway. And from their side, and they keep it a bit secret, but some things we just know already in advance.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting when you do connect and you hear that soul. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's most beautiful. And doing embroidery, like in this old tradition, with Russian tradition, you embroider like something for the new coming baby, like also a little ruchnik, because the ruchniks, those towels, they've got 18 known different rituals, clothes, but they're probably much more. And of course, the birth is one of the very important ones, like birth, death, wedding. And in this tradition, you also embroider something for the newborn baby, like on the clothes or like on the little towel for him to carry with him or her at birth. And that's got a very long tradition. And it's very exciting because in that way you're connected to the child, secretly connected to all their lives. And they might even only realize when they're old enough. And I mean, like my son is going to be 12 soon, and he still carries his towel with him, and also like a little cushion with his name and everything. He still carries until today. And those are those secret connections which are very, very important in nowadays life.
They're gorgeous. Well, we'll see when he comes. Be very exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm sure your son is going to be very excited. I'm sure he can't wait.
Oh yeah, he definitely looks forward as well to the baby, and it's a totally new step for all of us in the family, because a baby brings a totally new portal, like of bringing everyone together much more. And and those uncertain times of Corona, then the family becomes even more like the grounding space. Like all of a sudden, everybody comes through all little family things, comes together. And all together, we're not still under 10 people, so we can gather together. Yeah, so it's nice. It's very nice. Mm. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. And of course, you are a nurse, a midwife.
I know. I'm just in that space. I know.
You have done that so many times in welcoming babies into this world.
Yeah. And I spent a lot of time after, when I sort of left midwifery, I spent a lot of time working with helping women get pregnant and also, you know, have a birth, a gentle birth. So that was, I spent 10 years after nursing that. So definitely it's very much, I'm still very much a midwife in my heart.
Which is so very much like the mother.
It is, yeah. So it's really interesting. When I look at everyone that's pregnant, and it's funny, you'll always look and you'll think, and you look and go, okay, she's carrying really well, or no, she's not, she looks like a little bit, maybe could do this. You tend to look at it from a very different era, but they have this beautiful aura around them, and you can see the baby's aura that's there, which is so very pretty. Yeah. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. So shall I do the aura picture, or would you like to do the rune first? What would you like to do?
Oh, we never done the rune first before.
Let's do the rune first. Let's be a first today. Let's do
now that you mention it, why not? It's the Isa again.
Right. Wow. Okay. Today.
Isa, like for identity, for icicle, like still point.
Yeah.
For building of our identity. The big I.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think about, when I see that, I think about the first shoot of light that comes out of the darkness. So it always reminds me of that first, the vol that comes out in the lightness, and how we're reminded that there's, that the light has always got, the light's always got the dark and the light. Like within the dark, within the light is always dark, and within the dark there's always light. And it's just about being aware of those layers. So and that's, it's the first expression. Yeah. Because it's got nothing else on it, so it's just the pureness of that first expression.
Well, I had to think also about the symbol, which I learned from a Russian book by a Siberian shaman. It's a very old symbol, and it's an eye with 2 points on the top, there and there.
Yeah.
Which also stands for like like a human, a very highly developed human being who is united in the yin and yang, and doesn't live from duality but from the unity, and I is like this oneness. But also incorporates the 2 points, like the masculine, feminine. It's like I've only ever seen it there in the book. I found, and I always excited when I see new symbols. So, and I never seen it anywhere else. And I researched it. There's nowhere in English or any other language where I was able to find the symbol with the 2 points.
So it does. So it's kind of like they are both together in alignment. Yeah.
And also, like on the top is like this really higher being, isn't it? Like, because it's like already over our identity, which is like the body.
Yeah.
And everything outside of the body, we leave the duality, and then we are closer to oneness. Yeah, like to spirit, to source. Yeah. So it's outside of identity.
Yeah.
And this is a great challenge, isn't it, in life, to come from the essence and not from our ego or identity-based selves. It's important to grow up to it, to incorporate it, but not get attached to our stories, to our identity, because we are so much more than just our identity and our ego little selves. So this is a symbol with the two eyes. It's very potent reminder for me. Yeah. Mm.
So, well, so we've got identity, so coming in, and the duality being one. And yeah, I'll do the aura, and then
yes, please do the aura.
I'll give you the aura. So the aura is really interesting. It's greenish, but it's green all the way around. There's a line that's more purpley over here, and a bit of blue over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different color green from the green that I know. It's more yellowy ochre color, or citron color, rather than the bright yellow. And citron is often the color in the Kabbalah that's associated with the earth color. So in Malchut you have colors, and citron is one of the colors of Malchut, which is down to earth. And so this is kind of talking more at the minute earthy colors, earthy being. So that would be interesting. And we know as we're doing the levels, we're going further and further down. Yeah, is that the way that it works? Circle 1 is more is supernal, and the circle 9 is down in the roots. So we're almost halfway now. We're getting to halfway down towards the roots.
Oh, I didn't perceive it that way, that it's from top down. I didn't think that.
All right, no, I'm just curious. Is it the other way around?
It felt more the other way around, because we started with the foundation first. So I thought it's more like, I think the symbolism are so great because they incorporate all different dimensions.
Yeah.
Within each circle, you've got the 3 words from down, middle, up. And at the same time, the bigger 9 dimensions, like the word tree. And I felt like starting with the foundation, it's more like first from the roots up. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
But then each different cycle starts with the Prav, with the up, with the higher world, middle, and Prav.
Yeah, I was just looking, when I was looking at all of them, I was going, where do they fit within the actual, with the macro, which is where the layers all are. And then of course within each layer there are 3 layers in them too. So you have that multi-dimensional aspect. So the bits with almost the microcosm within the macrocosm of the level.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we start with our chakras also from the down, from the root chakra and up.
Yeah.
And that's how I perceive as well, because everything gets planted in the earth first, like, or if we perceive it as a tree, so the tree is not just there. You start with the root, you build your roots, you plant it in Mother Earth, and that's how I perceive these feminine symbols as well. That we start from the bottom And then now in the fifth circle, we are really like in this like mother, the birthing and the friends. And what did we have as the first one of this circle? Discoverers. So having different worldviews. So we are really in the center, like of the tree, to birth all those energies which we have been building up from the ground up. And I feel the feminine energy is really from the ground up, and the masculine is more from the top down. So that's how I feel it. And obviously, I don't know whether it's right or not, but that's how I perceive the energies.
Well, I was just checking. Because while I was working, I thought, no, it does feel like it should start down there. But why am I getting kind of linked that it's up there when it should be down there? So I'm curious, and I'm actually curious in the sense of that yin and yang. So you start with the one down here rather than, because that normally you start with a one up there in the Kabbalah. So you're having the yang on the one, starting with the one there down, and the one is down here going up. It makes perfect sense that you would have that aspect fitting in that realm like that. I'm going to think on that a little bit more.
Nice.
But we are in the center, so that's interesting. So now this is really about birthing, isn't it? So
yes.
we really
all really about space. Birthing. And that was so nice that we both had the egg inside, and it's all about.
It was so amazing that both of us had that. Different colors. We had them. Yeah. Because I had put mine in, and then I realized I went to have a look at your one, and I thought, I don't believe it. We're the same.
There are no coincidences.
Never. So, okay. Do you want to draw your oracle?
Okay.
And then maybe we do a little bit of stitching today.
Yeah, I definitely would like to make a start, because it's also stitching circle.
I do have to leave at no, what time is it? It's going to be 3. Now I've got time. So, I'm confused.
Oh, you have to leave bang on.
No, you have to. Do you have to? No, I don't now. I realize this is going to stop England time at 3 o'clock. I have to meet at 4 o'clock. So we got her again.
We didn't have her before.
No,
wild woman.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, me too. Speaking of the activation of free flames.
Exactly.
That's definitely a wild woman. And straight away, what strikes me is like she's got the heart, but the other way around. This is so interesting.
Yeah, upside down.
Yeah.
And if you look inside there, it looks very similar to, I was thinking about the way she's got the heart's gone like that, almost looks like the top half of, for me, of the muse in the heart.
Oh, yeah. Nice spotting. And there's a butterfly.
I don't know. Is it?
Well, that's how I see it. That this is a butterfly from the center. So...
All right. Okay. Right. I do like that blue color though, that turquoise. It's gorgeous. Just really pulls you in, doesn't it?
And she's obviously dancing.
And
it certainly looks like a flame in her heart. Speaking about the activation, the flame activation.
Definitely. definitely.
And then like there are no trees, but like grass, flowers growing on her head in all different directions. Oh, I like her very much.
She's very nice indeed. Are on her hands? I'm just trying to look up. Is she got something? Those hands, they're quite. I mean, they look like they're bound, but not bound. What's around her wrists?
Those are bracelets.
Are they bracelets?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's so interesting because they're like roots, lots of roots here.
Exactly.
And she just dances. And it's like the roots turn then into her up to the top where they grow.
Yeah, they're feeding her, aren't they? They're giving her strength.
Yes. So she's definitely grounded and rooted within herself. And then she uses these energies to bring it up to her heart, where the two energies meet, I suppose, and then bring up all these colors and flame.
Yes.
And then the life emerges on the top of her head. I just feel so much power in this card, just looking at it. Amazing. And how her hair is just already almost, they go into the roots and they're like these antennas, isn't it, from the earth up, and she is all connected and dances with all those different energies. I like it very much.
Yeah. Well, she's wild. She's wild. She's like, I would imagine a wild African sangoma, but not quite a sangoma, lighter than a sangoma. Someone that's just feels like a younger woman, you know, I mean, up to about 60, 70, maybe 80, 90. We're all young.
Yeah, I think she's ageless.
Ageless, yes. Yeah, but there's an essence of lightness as well, wildness. Yeah.
Yes, the wildness.
Yeah.
Which I think is ageless. It's like the flame, the inner flame.
And you know, if you from where I'm looking, it's quite far, but you can see that the coloring, or maybe the way your light caught it, the coloring of the roots is also reflected in her. So you've got some of the blue, but there's reflected, so you can see the flame is coming from out, you know, from around her as well. The roots are flaming her. So so that's kind of like bringing all those energies up and creating more of a flame inside. Using our resources, I'm guessing.
That has come up before, grounding and nourishing ourselves. Ground ourselves in our resources before we can rise.
Yeah.
And this is, of course, true feminine power. Like today's mother energy. Very nice. So, what does the tarot card say today, or bring for us?
We've got is the six of wands, which is a fire sign. Yeah, the 6 of wands. I think we've had it maybe before, but it's the 6 of wands. Of course, these are your deer that are there.
Sun of living fire.
Exactly, and the horses are on the top. So everybody's looking up. So that's quite important. They're all looking up in that picture. And I'm trying to work out what's at the very top of the that part. I can't really see it very well.
I thought it's like a chariot.
There is a chariot, but I was looking at the gold part of the chariot. I couldn't work out what was the other. You know, there's the horses and there's a person in the chariot, but there's also that very golden something in the middle. And I don't know whether that's the sun or whether that's an eagle or something. I can't really see. Even on the bigger picture, I can't.
I can't see that from here. It's very wide looking, the chariot.
Yeah.
It's not very well. It's not very well visible.
I brought it a bit closer so you can see it, but it's not as. It isn't. I'll take a picture of when I take a picture of it. I need a magnifying glass probably. But yeah, so the six is really about looking for at as choosing the sacred path as a way forward. So really it's about remembering that there's living, but it is all about choosing that sacred path. And in the Rider Waite, it's the prince on his it's the prince on his horse with everybody else, but they're all carrying sticks, and he's got a wreath of to show that he's successful. So what it's saying is, if you stay on the path that's helpful and useful, you will achieve the success that you need to move towards the next level. So that's really what it is. It's about making sacrifice so that you can have a higher order.
Okay.
So stepping into your best self is kind of like that in a way, isn't it? Where you have to make choices that are not necessarily the choices that your ego would want to take, but you choose them because, you benefit, you win. Well, it's not really win, but you achieve what it is that you would like. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I certainly like the red around it.
Yes.
The fire energy, the living fire.
And we've been talking about fire, so we've got a fire sign coming up.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense why
Makes total perfect sense. And certainly reminds me of the white woman with her flame inside. Reminds me of the Free Flames meditation. Very much all aligned. And I'm just started already to embroider as well. On an orange background.
Right.
I did a quiz today. Which aura color am I? It has come up orange. Which was for the sacral area, and I'm a pure generator in human design, so it's all about the sacral area. So it didn't really surprise me at all.
Yeah. Something just dropped, so I thought I'd pick it up.
Do you know your aura color?
Well, our auras change all the time, so it depends on what's going on. You may be a predominant aura color, but it will change as you do things. Your aura shifts. So I don't when I work with people, if there's something coming up and I want to find out, it's normally you look for the aura color that has that the emotion associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I normally see. Have you seen an aura color? Do you see them
around the people?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, with aura colors, it's the same like with the rune or with the main Beregini. We've got a predominant one.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, all the other energy is also weaving to us.
Yeah.
And it's like a momentous glimpse, like a momentous photo. But still, the predominant energy is within us. Last night, I did a meditation to connect with the Pleiadians, which are my star seeds.
Yeah.
They have come up more and more prominently in the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Straightly after I done the medicine painting with the white deer below Vodya, I was storytelling about it, that my first experience with them was around this land in Siberia, close to Mountain Beluga. And then this picture come up like with the polar lights around the Beluga mountain. I sent it yesterday, and
I saw
this
that.
German astrophysicist talks about that in Siberia and Canada are the two main measure points.
Oh,
and this
wow.
is now like also the Maya calendar predicted, and now with this whole like conjunction and the Star of Bethlehem, and he is an astrophysicist who's measuring those energies.
Yeah.
There he is. He says, like in Siberia, where they have come up the most, they are going to spread everywhere around the world. Like, so the polar lights will be visible almost everywhere in the upcoming age. Yeah. And I thought, like, oh my God, this is so exciting how things like that come together. It's like, oh my God. And also yesterday, I'm listening to the Resonance Foundation. This is a free course, six lectures, like all of them 2 hours long with Nassim Haraimi. And yesterday it was about ancient wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a very renowned modern astrophysicist. And he also says that all this has already been known, like by previous higher developed civilization, yeah, which have been risen all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
And that the evidence is so strong that there are other beings, and it will be even more and more now common, this knowledge, you know. It's not a secret anymore. He has been quite
Well, nothing's secret anymore. We've got so much. It's out there. It will never go back in the box, will it?
no, and this is part of the awakening process, of the worldwide awakening. I mean, yeah, today I've watched another report, astrological report, that it all started with this big conjunction, Saturn Uranus cyclical conjunction, 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the time a year afterwards where the wall in Germany fell down, where the World Wide Web was developed in 89, 90. And this is where this really massive awakening started.
Yeah.
And then with the rise of spirituality, with 2012, it's like with this prediction of the Maya calendar that the new time will come. So we are in the midst of this cycle, yeah. All of these things come together, the scientists, the spiritual, the mystics, they're all speaking about the same thing.
They are. No one's speaking about anything different. It's about how to utilize it so that it becomes what it needs to be, and that we move ahead in time. You know, we don't stay stuck in our old world, but move forward.
Yes, because the only certainty is change, constant change.
Exactly. Yeah.
And all the old structures were falling down. So this is a big opportunity for all of us to find our own inner light, our own inner greater wisdom, when everything else around crumbles, it's always an invitation to invite in change. And it always starts within ourselves first. So it's a really great times we are living in.
And scary for people, I think, because it's going to be different.
It is going to be totally different. Totally different.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of courage to be able to move with it.
Yes.
But, you know, that's why we're all here, because we're here to make sure it happens and doesn't get lost.
What do you mean? What doesn't get lost?
Well, that people don't go backwards, that they go forwards. We're helping them forwards. We're helping them reconnect, so that they don't that you know things. You know, we had the situation of the Dark Ages where people where lots of wisdom just disappeared.
Mm.
So it's about making sure that that wisdom doesn't disappear again.
Mm. Well, we are still at the end of the Kali Yuga, as is the Dark Ages in Vedic astrology. And of course, the transmission from the dark to the light, like from death to birth, it is always scary.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, and that's got to do with death, really. Like a lot of people dying and grieving, and this is very real as well.
Well, yeah, it is very real. I mean, we just had one of our famous people die today, Barbara Windsor, who was, I don't know if you ever saw any Carry On films when you were here.
Yes, I did. She's very famous.
Yeah, she died.
Oh.
So, yeah.
From corona, or from what did she die?
No. She had Alzheimer's. Well, I don't know. I don't know whether she had corona. I saw that she had died. I know that she had Alzheimer's. So it was sad. But you know that this is people are going to die, and that's part of what's going to be happening. But there's a rebirth and there's a renewal that'll come about.
Well, in Germany, it's crazy at the moment. The corona numbers are rising and rising crazily, and they're now going to have a really harsh lockdown over Christmas, and obviously the holidays for children will be prolonged, and everything will be shut down. So, really crazy time, and they're just only reporting death, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, we're also going. They're also thinking London is going to go into a big lockdown. So yeah. So the old structures are changing.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly changing.
So all the more reason to connect in and begin realigning.
Yeah, it's like we are forced just to go inside, and we can lament about it and become really depressed. Or we can see that this is a great opportunity of rebirth. Which is always not that comfortable. I mean, I've birthed once. It's not something where you think like, wow, it's like totally painless. I mean, I had actually like very easy, good birth, like within 1.5 hours. It's just
Wow. That's amazing.
it was like a magical birth, like very easy, because he came like a week on a Sunday early, and we went just for checkup to hospital. And before the hospital, how's it called? Muttermund of German.
Maternity?
Muttermund. It's like from the cervix, which is then opening to let the baby in.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. You mean dilation? Dilation.
I don't know. You know better than me. I don't even know the English word for it.
So you said it's the cervix opening.
Yes. It's that's how they decide that the baby really wants to come. And for me, just magically, just before the entrance door, it opens and all the water.
All right, the water's broke. Yeah.
Yes, inside the open door of the hospital, and then they straight put me into the birthing room, and then it was 7 centimeter open. And usually, like when it's 10 centimeter open, the baby comes. So it was really ready. And there I was there, just like really relaxing, like, okay, whoosh, all the water out, 7 centimeter open. And it all started straight away, 4 o'clock on a Sunday. And he was there, like 1.5 hours later, and was my first child, and he was massive. He was like 4 kilograms and 56 centimeter head. And like the midwife shows said, like, how amazing was that for the first birth? And it was really magical.
Were you vegetarian by that point?
I'm a vegetarian for 25 years. So
yeah. A lot of women, certainly, if you generally have got a really good gut bacteria, which is often if you eat a lot of pickles and things like that, and you don't eat too much bread products and things like that, most of those mothers deliver very quickly.
Well, yeah.
And you certainly did.
Yeah, with the help of Semi. I mean, it's always a collaboration. It's like, and honestly, and we were able to go like after one day, and everything was so good and everything. And I was afraid to talk about it because everybody else on the ward, like they had such horrific births and horror stories. And I was like, the only one is like, yeah, but I probably had what people explain like a joygasmic birth.
Yeah, it does sound like you had that.
It hurts, but at the same time, it's so beautiful that it just happens like in this joygasmic state. Yeah. And from that perspective, I probably could have had many children. I'm not afraid about that at all because it went so easily. Yeah. I'm just sending these energies to the wife of my brother for her birth.
Yeah, she needs them.
Exactly. But what I did do is I did a lot of breathing exercises.
Yeah.
Because it has got all to do to relax into this highly tense state, and to be able to do that, that's the key, I think.
Yeah.
Because the breath is a key to everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing is, it's just really understanding what the breath does. It just, if you think about how animals deliver and how people deliver, and it's all to do with just relaxing and really just breathing into it. By actually breathing into the space, you open it up.
Yes.
I used to get my ladies to sit on the toilet and do breathing exercises on the toilet, so that they open up and they don't push when they go to the loo. What they do is they allow the breath to do the pushing for them.
Yeah.
And that made a big difference once they learned how to do that.
Well, I had an exercise like 10 weeks before, like a course, how to
Yeah.
prepare for birth, and I really liked it. It was with a great woman, and she taught me a lot, which was very helpful. I found. So interesting that we spoke about birth as well. This is all the mother speaking through us and weaving through us. And we have come up to an hour
and
now.
What's really beautiful about that is that you telling people about your gigasmic birth, which I think is really important. People need to realize that you can have it.
Yes.
It's possible. So birth doesn't have to be even painful.
And it's a beautiful pain. It's a joy-gasping pain, because like I said, like it's not like I didn't experience any pain, but if you breathe into this, which is like the most beautiful, expansive moment a woman can experience, then it's this joy-gasmic through the pain. And what sustained, of course, is this feeling afterwards, and then holding the baby in your hands is like the most orgasmic experience. It's like this whole oneness experience, like, and then you can take all the pain in the world and you can still really soak it in and breathe it in, and it's like the most potent moment, I think, for giving birth. Yeah.
Well, I remember when, I mean, I truly experienced something like that, but I mean, obviously I didn't have children, but when I was having IVF and I was waiting to receive the fertilized eggs, I just breathed down, and I just breathing and kept breathing and kept breathing into that space of my uterus. And I had what was like a mystical experience. Mm-hmm. I kind of went right out of my body and found I was in a really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And so there is something about the actual breathing down. And I think it was kind of like a Kundalini type experience, because the breath activates the Kundalini. Yes. It puts fire, it puts air to the fire.
Absolutely. And when I send this meditation, this is what we do. We're starting down in the womb, in this area, with this fire breath. That's why it's called the free flames. That's what you're talking about. And we can do this like really consciously to awaken. This is also what is meant to awaken the snake. You can really feel the fire there. Like, yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Yes. And it's the most beautiful feeling, because you feel it inside of yourself, this potent. Yeah, that's why she's called it like from the womb is the most power. Yeah. And from the heart is the love. And from the third eyes, like the intuition. And it's really potent if we can feel this power there. Very potent. And we can use this energy to birth projects. It doesn't have to be a literal physical like baby. This motherhood energy is really like, there's no coincidence. We had the egg inside, like the womb in the middle. It's like using this like creative new birth, passionate energy to birth new things into the earth, to the world. Yeah. So I think that were already our final words. Or do you have anything in particular?
I think yes, those are my final words. But I think it is the breath is the breath of life, and the breath activates. So we know that the wind brings the fire. The wind brings the oxygen to the fire so that the fire can burn. So we need to bring the wind, and we've had the wind in some of our particular things. Is it the time of the wind? There's something going on, because you had the wind recently.
Taming the wind. It was taming the wind.
We need the wind to use the wind so that we can burn the fire in the way we need to burn the fire. So yeah, that's and not destroy the earth. So it's really about those, the 5 elements, the elements of Chinese medicine uses a lot of the elements working through the wood, the fire, the earth, and the wind and the water. So just really having a balance between all of those. All right, well, this is the final image, which is now the purple line and pink line is really extended through, and it's blue, mainly blue. A little bit of the green, the motley green has gone. So it looks more like a blue and lighter, but more brighter. White over here coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. Good. Well, we'll finish our Bereginis. That's my one so far.
Thank you very much.
I put orange on my red. Oh, nice. I've got my chain stitch and I've got my things on that side. So we'll see if I take it a little bit further. I'll probably put some black on the outside of that to make it bigger. So that, and then I'll put the ones in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see it when it's finished.
I'm curious to see yours too.
Because sometimes whilst we're doing it, many new things emerge and
arise. Yes.
And
yes, they do.
Let's see. And I've closed it with this, what I mentioned before. The womb, heart, third eye, infinity circle.
Yes, yes.
Power, love, and intuition.
Well, I did the chains because the chains for me are linking and they're all the 8s coming through. So that's how that's happened for me. So yeah. Nice. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have good.
And who knows what we'll birth?
Yeah, who knows what we will birth? If the baby will be born from my brother, and all very exciting.
Very exciting. Well, you'll certainly text me, will you not?
Yes, of course I will.
All right. Okay.
Have a great rest of Friday. Bye bye, and everybody else as well.
Bye bye, everyone.
Many blessings. Blagadaru.